Okay. All right. I'm so excited everybody's on here tonight. Um, you guys are amazing. Our team is growing like crazy. From what I can tell, we have added 12 people already this month, and we have a lot of upgrades, and I haven't been able to figure out how many exactly upgrades we have. So, it's so fun to see this growth and to see what's happening. But the difference between this month, last month, is the new training that Gwen has put together for us. And it's going to be so fun to learn this. Her team in Virginia implemented this almost 2 weeks ago. We went to, we had an opportunity event, and then the next day Gwen did a training with them, and their team has taken off like crazy. I mean, every 3 or 4 hours, I'm getting a notification that somebody from their team is adding somebody. So we want this for everybody. We want everybody to have the same level playing field and be able to grow your business. And the difference that it is from the past, in the beginning, we kind of just started throwing information out at everybody. We would do a training probably once a month and throw maybe a training video at you and give you the welcome binder and the fresh fruits binder. And that was kind of our old way. Our new way is going to be completely different, though. And the way that we're going to do this is we're going to have quick starts. We're going to add people, and we're going to show them the way that they can make money right off the bat with Plexus, which is going to be exciting to them. We're going to take advantage of that initial enthusiasm, because when we first start, everybody's excited, and we're going to have to jump on that and get them going. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to overcome barriers. There's going to be a lot of barriers. Three-way calls, welcome calls, they're quite intimidating. And quite frankly, I wasn't real crazy about the idea at first. But then once I did a few with Gwen, they're really fun. And it's really fun to see how someone you're talking to is not so sure they're quite interested in the business. But then by the time you're finished talking to them and share your enthusiasm with them, they're excited as well. So we're going to get into that a little bit more.
I have a question, Brandy. Do you want me to go ahead and start the screen sharing for the PowerPoint?
Sure, you can if you want to. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get started, though, while you're doing that. Is that okay?
Yes. Do you want me to do the other thing? Wait, can you all see that? Can you see my screen?
No.
Okay.
No.
Can you see? I'm sorry. Yeah. Now, do you have it?
Okay. There it is. Yep.
Okay. Do you want me to go ahead and share what we talked about before you get started on this?
Sure. That'd be fine.
Okay. I just want to say up front, okay, now I'm messed up because I can't see everybody and I feel like I'm not in the group.
We see you. You just have a small screen.
It's freaking
You're like
me
the
out.
rest of us.
I just need to see people. Okay, I'm better now. I can see people. I want to say starting out that none of this is original to me. Basically, you know, we also started, Brandy was talking about how we started 2 years ago. We started by throwing stuff out on Facebook and waiting for people to come to us, what I call fishing. You know, throwing things out there, kind of waiting to see what happens. Our new deal, our new way of doing things is so much more proactive, where we're going out and seeking out the kind of people that we'd like to be on our team. And somewhere along the line around January, you know, we'd kind of gone through a lull really last year. I think in December, my entire team only added 6 people. I mean, we really had slowed down to the point that I was going, you know, how do we recover from this? Do we keep doing this? And so in January, I kind of got in that mode of, okay, poop or get off the pot. You know, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And I just started devouring all kinds of information, everything I could get my hands on. I'll tell you some very influential parts were Tamara Holloway's videos. She talked about getting to Emerald and scratching and clawing her way there, and then kind of going through a lull like this. And she started instituting doing 3-way calls, doing online events, and it really changed the dynamic of her team. Tara Castaneda has some great videos about moving from one level to the next level and strategy for doing that, strategy for getting from senior gold to ruby, things I'd never thought about before, and the points and how to do that. And it was just much more strategic, much more proactive. And so I kind of took in all this information and chewed it all up and put it together in a way that we could implement in our team, and something that we could give to you all, that we could all be doing and duplicating. It'd be easy to do, and I think it makes it easier for us to know who our runners are, who's going to really take off with the business and who really just wants to be a wholesale customer. And so that's kind of how all of this came to be. I think my first 3-way call was February 24th, and I can tell you everything has changed since then. And so we're just going to walk you all through kind of the different steps of implementing these changes, why we're doing them, and the results that we're seeing from them. So,
Okay.
you all can see this.
So,
you're good?
Okay. Yes, I think so. Okay, so like I said, the old way is just throwing information out there, not really knowing. We didn't really have a strategy. We didn't really have a guideline. We didn't really know. We really just didn't know what to do. We were going with what we thought we knew. And basically, after 2 years later, we finally figured out a way. And we think that it's a good way, and it's going to make everyone successful with their business. Anybody that wants to work this business and wants to have a business with this is what we're going to do. This is what we recommend you follow, and it will all pan out in the long run. So really what we're going to do is we're going to talk about when we do a 3-way call and just the basics. And it's going to be the basics for you too. Maybe you haven't done a 3-way call with your newbie. Maybe you haven't done a 3-way call at all, just for yourself. But we're going to go over the basics, okay? So why did you join Plexus? Everyone needs to have a why. My why has changed over time. My why in the beginning was for the energy. I needed energy, and I was desperate for energy. So that was my why. It changes over time. So what is your goal for Plexus? What do you want to be? Do you want to rank up to a diamond? Because it's very possible any one of us can be a diamond if we put our work and our effort into it. If you don't want to be a diamond and your goal is just to help and you want to be a wholesale customer too, because we have a lot of those on our team and we're thankful for those too. If you want to be a wholesale customer but you want to make $200 or $300 extra a month that will pay for your products, we can help you with that. That's so easy to do. So that you need to write down your why and write down your goals, and you write down annual. You make your monthly goal and weekly goals. And you can see them that will attain those goals. You're going to make a list of people and anybody, friends, family, business.
Hey, Brandy, it's breaking up pretty bad.
Okay.
Can anybody hear?
I can now. Yeah.
I can hear you, Gwen, but I can't hear Brandy.
I can't hear Brandy at all.
I can't.
Sorry,
Can't hear Brandy.
Okay, let me walk.
sorry, I think I just was disconnected. Can you guys? Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Mhm.
Yes.
It's
Yes,
a lot,
I can hear
a
you.
lot of feedback.
Okay, good. Okay. So we've talked about your why and your goals for Plexus.
Can't hear you.
Lost Brandy again.
Yeah.
No, Brandy.
Okay, I'm back. I don't know what's going on. I have full service, so I don't know what's happening. Okay, so you make your list of 100 people, and on that list, you're going to circle and put stars by your top 15 people that you want to travel with, people that be your power partner, Plexus power partner with. You think of those people, your dream team people. And let me tell you, when they join you, it is a happy, happy day. So mark those people and you go after them. Facebook, it is so important. And what Gwen said about when we first started, we would just throw it out there on Facebook, and we just have a lot of people come to us, and we were able to build from that. But it gets to a point to where it kind of gets stagnant, and people, you can hear crickets chirping. It gets so quiet. So it's important to post on Facebook 2 to 3 times daily, and I think a lot of you are doing that. I'm seeing a lot of it, but don't stop. And even if you get 2 or 3 likes, and it's likes from our team, keep posting because people are watching. I just had a friend contact me from 2 years ago asking me about Plexus, and she asked me in the very beginning, so people are watching. So don't stop posting on Facebook. It's really, really important that you do that. Is everybody on mute? Because I'm hearing a lot of background.
Yeah, there's a lot of feedback. Please, if you're not on mute, mute your audio.
Okay, that's better.
Yeah.
Okay. So another basic is to have a launch party. Even if you started last year and you're just jumping back into this, or you've been doing this, if you haven't had a launch parties are so important because you're going to invite people face to face. They're going to get to see your passion for Plexus. You can have a taste test. You can let them try Plexus Slim for the first time, talk a little bit about products. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. It doesn't have to be some extensive launch party. You can have it in your home. You can have it partner up with somebody else in your town, and you can go to a little small restaurant. There's lots of different ways that you can do this. But if you have a launch party and let people know what you're doing, they'll know you're serious about this, and then they will come to you, and that's a good way to start your business. Okay. So, let's see. The next slide, our new training format for 2016. Let me just say how important it is to get your people trained. And what I'm finding in these past 2 years is levels further down for me are dropping off because they're not being trained. So if you want to keep your people around, you've got to get them trained. And don't count on me and Gwen to do them every single month. There are lots of formats online. We have lots of things on our page, our Pretty in Pink page. And we have our new training webpage also. But it's important for you to guide your new people into training and get them feeling confident with what they're doing. And even if they just say they're going to be a wholesale customer, that's fine. But that's how Gwen started. She was going to be a wholesale customer, and I told her about going silver for $100, and she's like, "Oh, I can do that. I can get 3 people for $100." And that's all it took. So just because they say they want to be a wholesale customer doesn't always mean. I mean, I was not going to sell it either, and look where we are now. So just don't take that for granted that they're going to automatically just poo-poo you off and not paying attention and want to learn, because that's not always the case. But if you start talking about you get your 3 people, you turn silver, you'll get $100. That $100 is a lot of money, and that will get some attention. So when you're talking to people, if they want to join your team, you just talk about the 3 people. And if they say no, they're not going to sell, they don't want to sell, they don't want to share, that's fine that they don't want to do that. And we don't want to pressure them, and we don't want them to feel uncomfortable. And that's what I always tell them. That's fine that you don't want to do that. But if you decide to, or you change your mind, please let me know, and we will go through this, and I will train you to do the very best that you can do and get you off to a good start. And there will be some that don't ever change their mind, and then there'll be some that do change their mind. Let's see. So when you're ready to sign someone up, we have found that it's better to sign them up over the phone ourselves. It is very intimidating, and I'll be very quite honest with you. Our new computer system is not as user-friendly as it used to be, our old computer system. And we don't want someone to go in and try to sign up on our webpage and them have issues and it kick them back out. That's not a good first impression. So if we can be the ones that sign them up and help them order their welcome pack and help them with their backup order and just be on the phone with them, and you be at your computer and them give you their information, that's the easiest way to get them signed up. There won't be any discrepancies. There won't be any mistakes there if we do it for them. And quite frankly, they're relieved that it's done and they don't have to go in and do it themselves. So you want to write down their username and their password and their ID and make sure that they get that. Have them write it down, you tell them that, and you write it down for them. Now, explain to them that they may not want to sell it and they may not want to share the products, but it's so easy to get your products paid for. So it takes 3 or 4 people, preferred customers, to get that 25% commission back. And once you get the 25% back, it's going to pay for your products. So just explain to them. And I have several people on my team that are fine just, having a few customers and paying for their product. And that's all they want, and that's fine. There's no pressure. I don't ever pressure anybody to do anything, any selling if they don't want to. Okay. If they say that they're not interested, you say that's just fine. But let me share with you a little bit of information and give you a little insight of what you can do with Plexus. Because I had no idea what Plexus was. I had no idea what network marketing was. And I didn't ever do a welcome call. So I was sort of out there on my own. But the more that I looked at the webpage and the more that I looked into Plexus, the more I realized, wow, this comp plan, that's pretty awesome. I may not have to go back to work. I could just do Plexus. So just let them know that it's okay if they just want to be a wholesale customer. Now, what you'll want to do is there is a YouTube video. It's Melissa Eichenhorst. And it's called Earn While You Learn. And basically it's just talking about if you're reading and you're studying and learning about Plexus, you're going to learn and you're going to earn more money. So I have started sending this video to my newbies, and it's been very beneficial to do that. So the website is on there, and I think we've got it on our Pretty in Pink page, I think, too, Gwen. So get on there, just copy and paste that, and immediately when someone signs up as a newbie on your team, send this video to them and let them watch it. It's not long. It's just a few minutes long. If they say yes, that they want to sell Plexus or they might be interested, then what we want to do is we want to do a 3-way call and get your upline on the phone with them. And it's best to do it right then, but if you can't do it right then don't let a week go by before you decide to call them and do your 3-way call. But you can generate so much excitement on this 3-way call And Gwen and I have done several. And the excitement that comes about midway of this call toward the end of the call is amazing. These people, I mean, they're excited. They're thinking, oh, wow, I could do that. I mean, that sounds easy and that sounds like fun. And I know so-and-so who could benefit from this. So the three-way calls are so, so important. So don't let a new person go by without giving them a three-way call. If your upline is not available for a three-way call, then you go above them and go to their upline and see if they can do a three-way call. And there will be someone, or you can use a sideline or somebody else on your team. Just call somebody and do a welcome call and get the excitement generated. Okay, let's see here. Oh, when you add them to your team, be sure and welcome them on our Facebook page. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. We have lots of photos on there, graphics on there that you can use. You can use their picture. You can use our graphics that we already have on our page. Welcome them to our team and let them know that this is our team page. You'll have to add them to it first and then welcome them. Add them to our page. And if you already have somebody, then you probably already have your own page. So if you have a team page, add them to your team page as well. It's just important to get that camaraderie going and everybody can see their face, add them as a friend, and get them excited and get them going. I didn't say this, but when we sign them up, we want to make sure that they have a welcome pack. So before you go any further, before you do their backup orders, you want to make sure that they have a welcome pack. The backup orders, you want to make sure that they are set as unconditional. Unconditional means that regardless if they get $200 worth of product sold by somebody else, if their friend buys something from them, they're still going to get their product. If they're marked as conditional, they may not get their product. If they already hit $100 in sales, they won't get their product. So if they're brand new, they're going to want their products. Their backup order has to be on unconditional, and it has to be at least $100 for them to be commission qualified. So we want to make sure they're at $100 and make sure it's on unconditional. I was looking down my list in February, and we had 10 people where they were they didn't have their backup orders on, or they said deleted, or they were conditional. So you want to make sure that they are not conditional because they may not get their order. I kind of backed up a little bit, so sorry about that. You want to send them a welcome letter through your email. And what I recommend is getting a separate email for Plexus because it's kind of hard to filter through Plexus information and all your personal emails that you might be getting. So tell them to go ahead and set up a separate email and send them a welcome letter. And make sure you know what products they're taking so you can help them. Send them if they're going to do triplex, send them the triplex chart and let them know how to take their products and make sure they know that they have to drink half of their body weight in ounces of water every single day. If we don't start them out with the instructions that they need, they're not going to be successful, and then they're going to quit, and then they're not going to be on our team anymore, and that's not what we want. I mean, the foremost important thing that we want is for them to be successful with their health, and we want everyone to be healthy. And the wealth part comes down the road and comes later, but we want everyone's products to work for them. So make sure that you guide them. And if you have questions, put it out on our page, and someone will help you or answer your questions for you. Okay, we have an awesome training page. It's called prettyinpinktraining.com. And Gwen Kick put this together. She's our tech savvy guru. And I'm so, so thankful that she's on our team so she can do this. We also have the First Fruits binders. I think I said fresh fruits binders, but it's fresh too. So First Fruits binders. And we also have the Plexus Power Tools. So this is all information at our fingertips that we can get to to help our new people, to guide our new people through. Ask them to go over at least lesson 1 and 2 under the new ambassador training and our Franks list. I don't know if everyone's familiar with our Franks list. Hey, Gwen, would you go over the Franks list?
Yes. It's friends,
Friends,
relatives, acquaintances,
acquaintances. What's the ends?
Neighbors.
Neighbors, thank you.
kids, and services like your mailman, your dry cleaner.
Okay. So that's going to help you make your 100 list. When you put your list of people down, your 100 people, think of all those people and think of your hairdresser. Think of your, I don't know, anybody, your dentist office, anybody that you see on a, normal basis, think about them. Okay. So we talked about the 3-way welcome call a little bit. Welcome to Plexus. Sponsor introduces your friend. You don't use your upline in their newbie. So I would say my friend Gwen is with me with Plexus. She has had some health issues in the past. And I know that you talked about you had some thyroid issues. Well, Gwen had some major thyroid issues. So I want to call her and let her fill you in on how great she's done with Plexus and just kind of give you an insight on how it's helped her with her health and how far she's come after 2 years. Something like that. You don't want to say your upline because then they think they're going to be kind of teamed up on. But you can just say that, I want you to talk to my friend Gwen and just kind of get a little bit of idea of how she got started. So you want to do that. Make sure that they have their why, okay? And in this call, these calls are only going to last maybe 20 minutes. They don't have to be a long call. And do not be intimidated by these calls. I mean, I'm telling you what, after you get through one call, you'll realize there's nothing to be scared of. These calls are great, and they're so, so encouraging. So you're just going to give, you're going to call your friend. Your friend's going to give a brief description as to why they joined Plexus and maybe what they've gained from Plexus. Maybe their health testimony, their wealth testimony, how the business has helped them. And just ask them, are you interested in getting the products for free? Because if you are, then we can help you do that. You got to set some goals for the first month. You can your goal can be silver or your fast start gold, where you can get to gold in the first month that you're with the company. And that's really just 20 people signed up under your team. So it's not hard to get to. But if you get to gold the first month, you get a double bonus. So that's exciting. There's lots of money out there to be made. Tell them to make their list of 100 people. And the Facebook post, just like we had mentioned at the beginning of this, you're going to tell them and duplicate what I just told you to do. So make your list, post on Facebook, get past that fear of posting on Facebook. If people want to block you, they can block you, but eventually they will unblock you because they'll be curious as to if you're still doing it or not, because they'll be watching you. And then have the launch party. You want to have a launch party or a sip and see, some sort of event, small event within the first month of your joining Plexus. And send them to the training page and tell them to make out their Franks list. And we do have a gold and silver worksheet that's on our team page. And it's a great way for them to break down month to month what goal they want to be at. So if they want to be gold by, say, June, you can break it down to how many ambassadors that they need by June. So it makes it more attainable. It makes more real for them and easier. It's not quite as overwhelming. Gwen, do you want to take the why am I scared to do a three-way call?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's see. I think one of the, as far as why are we doing this? Why are we changing what we're doing? In the old way, in the way that we did things, every single person that joined our team, we took them and would get them in a 2 or 3 hour training, giving them all the product information, all the compensation plan information. We never really talked about strategy. The way we're doing it now, the great thing is we kind of find out right off the bat, if they're interested in the business or just being a customer. You don't want to take time, a 3 hour training with somebody that just wants to be a customer. So we're kind of finding out first thing. I mean, when we do that sign up call, we're finding out right then, would you be interested at all in getting your products paid for? Business, even the word business sometimes can be threatening to people. And so we're finding out right then, if they are interested at all. And they may tell you no. And what I want to say to you all is, even if they say no, we still want to do a welcome call with them when they join your team. Even if they say there's zero chance that I'm ever going to sell this, which is what I would have said, we still want to do a welcome call. And we're not going to do a welcome call with this stuff. We're not going to go over their lists and their goals and all that stuff. We're going to talk to them about the products. We're going to tell them a little bit about what's possible, and maybe, get them a little bit interested, but we're not going to pressure them. So I just want to look at back to these 5 things. These are the 5 things you need to memorize. Okay, this is the outline for everything you're going to do with your new people. So this is the outline for the welcome call. This is the outline for your sit-down training. Why, goals, list, Facebook launch party. I tried to come up with some kind of acronym that would help you all remember it, and it ended up being like wiggle figgle, and that doesn't really sound good. So you can't really remember that. But those, when you're doing a welcome call, let's say you have a new level 2, and you're doing a welcome call with them, these are the 5 things on your mind that you're going to touch on. Now, you're not going to go into detail with them about any of these things. You're trying to get them to think about these things for themselves. You just want to start planting seeds. Let's say it's somebody and they say, I might be interested in the business. Then when you're the upline, you're going to just touch on each of these things, and then you're going to keep referring back to the sponsor, because the sponsor is the one who's going to hammer out the details. As the upline, you're just trying to just kind of cast a vision. So when you go to sign them up, you want to start even then. I've started before I even sign anybody up saying, think about your 3 people. If you have 3 people that might be interested in doing this with you. In January, I think I had 24 new people added to my team. Half of them didn't get welcome packs or backup orders, or one or the other. I started implementing this in January, where as soon as somebody says, I'm interested, I say, let me call you right now and take care of this. And they go, oh, that'd be great. They're really very relieved. Since then, I've got 98%, I think 98% of our people in February or more have their backup order and welcome pack. And so I'm going to do a video on what that looks like when I do a sign-up call, and how that works. And if they say, yes, I want to do this, and it's not a good time, then you just say, could I call you later today, or when would be a good time to call? And if at all possible, you do the sign-up call. And the one thing that I would say is mine of all of this training, and it was kind of a revelation to me, I thought, why didn't I think of this before, is there's a time and place to learn how to sign up a new ambassador. It is not when you are signing up. Okay? Now, we do this for them. We walk them through it, and then we have to get that information to them right away, so when they start signing people up, they know what to do. The whole goal of all of this is a fast start for your people that want to work the business. The sooner they get a customer, the sooner they get an ambassador, the sooner they get paid, the sooner they get hooked like we are all hooked. It is great fun when you start getting those emails telling you your business is growing. And so our goal is to get them started immediately. What happens in the first week, what happens in the first 2 weeks, what happens in the first month could determine their pace forever. And so we want to lock arms with them and be there for them and give them what they need to do this, okay, to get them going quickly. So as soon as you sign them up, you're setting them up right then for this first three-way call, for this welcome call. So as soon as you sign them up, you say, great, I'm so excited you're going to be on our team. I'd really like to get you on the line with Brandy, who got me started in Plexus. You're going to love her. You both have 4 kids, and she's awesome. Give me a couple windows of time in the next few days that'll work for you. It shouldn't take more than 10 or 15 minutes. Okay, a couple of keys to this. Your only job, if you're the sponsor, is to introduce your upline and your new person. That's it. You sit back and take notes of what they're saying. They're going to say why, goals, list, Facebook, party. That's what they're going to go over. But you take notes about how they do it. Now, you're not asking them about doing a 3-way call. You're not asking them to give you a few windows of time. You're telling them, give me a few windows of time. Because if you ask, I'm telling you right now, people that tell me, I can't get anybody to do a 3-way call, I'm going to tell you how they're asking. Would you like to do a 3-way call with my upline, Brandy? And then it's so intimidating to people because they don't know what an upline is. They've probably never done a 3-way call. So you're asking them about 2 Chinese things that don't even speak their language. They don't understand. They don't get it. And they're going to say, no, I don't want to do that. No, I'm not going to do it. This way, you're just saying, oh, great. I want to get you on the line with my friend. Give me a couple of windows of time. It's not like you're asking, is it okay? Is it not okay? This is what we do. And people, this is what we do. This is the train. We are on it. This is how it works. And this is what we're going to be doing. And so we say, this is just what we do. Brandy likes to welcome everybody to the team. You can just tell them that. And, no pressure, nothing. We just want to welcome you to the team. That's all. And when we say it should not take more than 10 or 15 minutes, I'm dead serious about that. We cannot do 30-minute welcome calls. We cannot do 45-minute welcome calls. I will not do them. I have a life and a family, and you do too. And when we tell these people 10 or 15 minutes, then we mean it. That means if you are the upline, you got to be fast. You can't give a 10-minute story of your testimony. You need to have your testimony in about 3 or 4 sentences. This is called Reader's Digest condensed version, okay? So we want to keep it short. All of these 3-way calls, it is very important to keep them short. So what we're doing now is, instead of going over all the resources, we're going over a strategy. We're planting seeds for strategy, and we're sending them to the resources. So we're telling them about Plexus Power Tools. We're getting them a binder. We're sending them to our training page. And the truth is, what we found is our runners, by the time they sat down to our 3-hour training to go over the products, guess what? How many of you already knew by the time you did a training about the products, you had already read up everything you could get your hands on about the products and the comp plan? Almost all of my runners will tell you they'd already read over all this stuff. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for the people that really want this, that are going to invest the time. And so you're helping them come up with a plan. So they sign up with you. You've already planted the seed and said, I want to do a 3-way call with you. Or you don't say that. You say, I want to get you on the phone with Brandy, and I think you'll just love her. And let's do it in the next 2 days. Give me a few windows that work for you. Okay, so you've already planted that seed. The goal of this call, of the 3-way welcome call, is to ignite them and to motivate them. It's to find out what their dream is. And not only that, it gives them that experience of doing a 3-way call. So basically, when you're the sponsor, all you have to do is, you let your upline know, we've got these 2 windows of time for a welcome call. Which one works best for you? And she's going to be on hold and waiting for you. You call your newbie at the time that you've told them, and you say, hold on just a second. You hit the plus sign on your iPhone. I don't know how it is on other phones. Then you call your upline, and I call Brandy, and I merge the 2 calls. I get on and say, Brandy, this is my friend Joni, and she's just joined our team. You all are going to love each other. You know, she also is really super motivated and has 4 kids and 5 dogs or whatever it is, okay? And I just introduce. And from there, Brandy takes over, okay? That's it. So as the sponsor, this is really easy for you. When you're the upline, I mean, I like to start with, you know, Joni, so glad to have you on the team. What would you like Plexus to do for you? This gives you a chance to hear Joni's why. Whoever the newbie is, it's her why. And so you can hear if it's about the products, if maybe they'd like to make some money, and then they're saying, I'm really hoping it'll help with my health, blah, blah, blah. So then I, as an upline, that's my opening to do a 3 or 4 sentence version to say, you know, I really think the products will be able to help you, and the business is awesome. Here's what happened to me. And then I give my little 3 or 4 sentence. And if you can't do your testimony in 3 or 4 sentences, then work with your upline to get, I call it Twitter-sized testimony. Okay, 140 characters or less, boom. Otherwise, these welcome calls will take over your life. Then I give my little blurb and say, you know, are you at all interested in getting your products for free? And if they say yes, then I go into, you know, we like everybody to have a goal for the first month, either silver or gold. If you have silver, it just takes 3 people under, you get a $100 bonus. Fast Start Gold is 20 people, which sounds like a lot, but really if you get 5 and they get their 3, you get a $700 bonus. Okay, even the person who on the scale of 1 to 10, as far as being interested in the business, was a 0, is going to go, whoa, that's a lot of money. Yeah, it is, and we'll help you get there. Which goal sounds doable to you? And then they pick what their goal is. So right then you know, like, whether you need to move in with them as a Fast Start person or if you can help them to start working on silver. So then you say to them, start thinking about your list. Start making a list of 20 or 30 people that might be interested. And, you know, I mean, I'm getting all my mixed up here, but I would say whoever the sponsor is, they're going to work with you. They're going to sit down and meet with you soon and hammer out these details. For right now, just start thinking about it. Start making your list. Have you posted on Facebook yet? And if they haven't, say, you know, people want to join with you. Don't wait till you have a story. There are examples on our training page. And, you know, your upline can even sit down with you and help you write out maybe what your first post is going to be and help you work through that. But it's important to post 2 or 3 times a day and follow up with those people. You know, it's just real quick because, you know, the upline is going to sit down and go through all this in detail so you don't have to. And you say, you know, another great thing you can do to get started. And I'm literally, when I'm doing these, I'm doing why goals list Facebook launch. Like I'm keeping up with which thing I've touched on. You know, have a launch party. If you can do it in person, we'd love you to do it in the first month. It can get you to silver that night. We've had several people lately that they just do a launch party and they're silver and they get that bonus. So do it as soon as you can, and you know your upline will help you. But I've got to get off the phone right now. I've got another call coming up. But listen, Tammy's going to work with you, and you all, I'll get off of here, and you guys can set up a meeting in the next 3 or 4 days to get together and hammer out these details. And I know you're going to be great. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. That's the 3-way welcome call in a nutshell. That's what it looks like, sounds like. So really, as the upline, you're just touching on those 5 things. You're just planting little seeds. You don't go into detail. You're planting seeds so then they can start thinking about these things. And then when their sponsor meets with them, then they spend 30, 45 minutes, however long, going through the plan and how to do that. And then the sponsor sends them back to the resources of the Pretty in Pink training, Plexus Power Tools, the binder, to get them all the information they need about the comp plan and about the products. So this is just a quick little brief thing to find out really what their goals and motivation are. And to help them get off to a fast start. Okay. One thing that we have found when I started studying Tamara Holloway stuff, and she was talking about the 3-way calls, the welcome calls had changed her team, and she couldn't believe it. I didn't really understand how, because I kept thinking they're already on your team. They've already joined. So how is this affecting your growth, and how is this affecting anything about your team? Now that I'm a month in and we're implementing this, One of the things that's coming from this is when they get a three-way welcome call, they don't really get a choice about it in the beginning. Then when they have a prospect and you tell them, we can do a three-way call, they go, yes, let's do it. There's not that fear of the unknown, of the sound of, a three-way call. They've already done it and it was easy. And frankly, they're really fun. Like once you start doing them, you get addicted because it's relational. And that's what we're all about is relationships. And so you're getting to know the new people on your team. They're not just a name on a line. You're really getting to know them and where they stand. One of the benefits, though, is getting them over that hump of the three-way call. A second benefit is what I'm seeing is even people that were a dead zero for wanting to be involved in the business, by the time we get off the call, they're a 5 or a 6. They're open. They're open to it. And I'm not pressuring them. I'm telling them, this is what happened to me. In my first month, my check was 4 digits. Most of my team, they're working in it all. Their products are paid for. My next promotion, I'm going to be Emerald. I'm going to be making 5 figures a month. And I go, okay, maybe I am interested. So the beauty of getting your upline to do it, or somebody that's a little further along than you, they can cast the vision and make it very real that our comp plan is really paying and it's really paying well. And so that's the beauty of using an upline. But you can use a sideline or anyone, even a downline if you need to. But to have that third person verification there, it just makes more difference than you would ever know. Now, I have a video of a mock 3-way welcome call and I've got a script on here that tells exactly how to do it, but I think it's more beneficial to see it. And so I just want to play this video real quick. Okay. Is everybody good? Okay. We had a lot of fun making this. The bloopers are even more funny. Can you all see it? Can you see it? We're going to do an example of a 3-way welcome call. Allison is my level 1, and she have all set up this call with Melissa, who is her brand. I don't know if this is going to work. Melissa just joined in the last 2. And when she joined, Allison said, hey, I want to find a time in the next 2 days that we can get on the phone with my friend Gwen. She just likes to welcome everybody to the team. So, when would be a good time for you? It'll be short, 10 or 15 minutes max, promise. And they're going to say, give you a couple of times, then Allison will check with me and we set up the time. So this is scheduled. We do not use upline. We do not use the word 3-way call. It's my friend Gwen. I'm going to get her on the phone. She wants to welcome you. That's very non-threatening. Their language will be vital whether or not they agree to do this. And we want everybody to do this. So it's not a choice. It needs to happen in the first 1 to 2 days. So I've never met Melissa. We've never talked before. And we'll just show you kind of how it goes.
Hello. Hey, Melissa, it's Allison. How are you?
Allison.
How are you doing? I'm doing great. Are you doing okay?
I'm ready for my products to come in. I'm really ready to start feeling better.
I am so excited to join my team, and you're going to do this with me. You are going to love it, and you're going to be great. I'm going to go ahead and get my friend Gwen on the line. She has seen great results with the products. She has financially too. She's had a great, she's been successful. So I'm going to go ahead and get her on the line and you can talk to her too, okay?
Okay.
Ring, ring. Hello?
Hey, Gwen, it's Allison Clayton.
Hey, Allison. What's up?
Hey, I have my friend Melissa Waldrop on the line who just joined my team a few days ago. And I wanted her to be able to talk to you about your story and what we do with this whole Plexus thing.
Oh, great. Hey, Melissa, how are you?
Hi, Gwen. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Welcome to our team.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So you just joined in the last few days?
Yeah, Yeah. I'm really nervous.
It's okay. It's no big deal. Listen, we've all been there. We've all been brand new, and that's how it is. I'll tell you just a little bit of my story. I joined 23 months ago, and I'd had a lot of health issues for about 20 years. A lot of no energy, and I was tested for MS, hypothyroidism, a lot of fatigue, headaches, and I really just started the products to lose about 10 pounds, and I ended up having so much energy and feeling so great and losing so much weight. I got off my thyroid medicine. Most of my neurological symptoms are gone, and it made such an impact. People wanted to know what I was doing and join me. And really, my first full month of sharing the company, I couldn't believe when I got my first check. It was 4 digits. It was kind of crazy. And it just has gone on and on since then. I am now Senior Ruby, which means, my next promotion, I'll be getting profit shares and a free Lexus and an annual trip to Hawaii with a friend. It's amazing the way they pay us. Really incredible. And surprising, something I swore I wasn't going to do. And it really just is so easy to share the products. Is that something, do you think you'd be interested all in the business part of it?
Yeah, I would love to make a little extra money to add to our income. And gosh, one day I would dream to be at home with my kids all the time.
You would not believe the number of moms who've been able to do that just from literally using their phone and sharing these products. And I'm sure you're probably already somebody that shares your favorite restaurant or makeup or whatever. And that's basically what we do, except we get paid for it. So it's really awesome. What is it, I guess, that you're hoping that Plexus can do for you? And it sounds like you're wanting to make some extra money and maybe be able to stay home with your kids. And what about health-wise?
Well, actually, I am dragging these days. So I'm looking for some more energy. My doctor thinks that maybe I have hypothyroidism. So I just really feel like a wreck, and I'm not used to that. And so I guess that's really why I started.
Gosh, I felt that way for so long. I get it. And I think the chromium that's in Slim really supports your thyroid. And I think that's a big part of why I was able to get off my Synthroid after so many years. And not everybody feels the energy in 4 days like I did, but I think with consistency and time, you really will see a huge difference. And then you get so excited you want to tell everybody. So I think you're a great fit for our team and for our company, and we're just so thrilled to have you. Allison is so lucky to get you on her downline. And that's what, word downline really just means that you're her ambassador, you're under her. And she's under me. And so, I'm here for you and she's here for you too. So I want to talk to you a little bit about what you're going to do in the next month. We have some exciting incentives available. To go silver, that's the first rank in our company. You get 3 people to join you. Do you have any friends that may want to do this with you?
Oh my gosh, just yesterday, as soon as Allison signed me up, I was like, I need to tell, I think I had at least 10 people on my list.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a great start. It's so fun to do it with friends. I know Allison has signed some of her friends, and I've done the same thing, and it makes it so fun to kind of go on this journey together. And really, when you get 3 people under you, you get a bonus of $100 from our company. That's quick and easy to do. Yeah, and we will help you. Yeah. So in your first month, and not only that, we have another option called Fast Start Gold. And that is getting 20 people under you. And when you do that, you can get a $700 bonus.
Whoa.
Isn't that crazy? It's crazy, and people do it all the time. You can totally do it. So I know that sounds overwhelming to get 20, but you think if you get 5 and they get 3 each, you're set. And we are here to help you. I mean, we're so ready for somebody on our team to do Fast Start Gold. We'll move in with you and help make that happen. So it's really exciting to watch, and it could easily happen. So Allison can sit down and talk to you more. We actually have an action plan for going Fast Start Gold to help you get started if that's something you might be interested in.
Yeah, maybe. I need to look at it a little more, but maybe.
Okay, awesome. Well, what I recommend is just, you can totally do this. Be working on your list. Try to expand your list from 10 to 20 to 30, as many names as you can think of through your phone, your Facebook. And when you and Allison get together, she can help you work through that and maybe pick out your top 10, and we'll just start calling them and talking to them. We'll do it with you. So you don't have to do that all on your own, and we can help answer questions or whatever. So
That's good. Because I don't know anything.
that's right. And you know what? You just learn as you go. I don't know if you've seen the Learn While You Learn video. I think Allison probably already texted that to you the day that you joined. It's great. You can learn as you go, because that's what we're here for. We can be your reference, your encyclopedia for right now. That's fine. Now, what about Facebook? Have you made your first post yet?
No, not yet, but I'm kind of thinking about it, doing it today, but I'm really nervous.
I know it can be nervous.
You.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll help me, Allison?
Yes, we can help you come up with a post that will introduce you to the Plexus world, so your people know that you're on Plexus and doing Plexus now. We'll do that.
Oh, great.
That's
That's
awesome.
great.
Facebook is going to be a vital part of your business. I'd say 99% of my customers and ambassadors come from Facebook. So you want to be consistent and you want to be compliant, and Allison can help you with all of that and how that's going to go. One of the other things we recommend is having a launch party in the first month that you get started. And really, the sooner you do this, the better, especially if you want to do Fast Start Gold. It doesn't have to be a long, drawn-out thing. We're talking an hour. We'll come, help set up, and do all the fun stuff. All you have to do is get your people there. You can also do an online launch event for you, which is really fun. We're learning more about doing online parties. My friend Melissa Waldrop is awesome at that and can give us some insight about how to really make it a great online party. So what I recommend really is that you and Allison get together in the next few days, kind of go over these things, hammer out the details. She can help you come up with a game plan for either going silver or Fast Start Gold, whatever you're ready to accomplish. We're totally here to help you in any way that we can. Do you have any questions for me?
Oh, I don't know. I have so many questions floating around in my head. I don't even know where to start. But gosh, I really appreciate you talking to me. This makes me feel better. I think I can do this.
You can do this, and we'll talk. Before we get off the phone, we'll set up a time and we'll talk tomorrow or something, or get together even and go over some of these things to kind of get you rolling. So don't worry about it.
That'd be awesome, Allison.
And let me tell you, in the meantime, I know if you're like me, you're just wanting to devour information and find out all that you can. We have several resources that our team has put together. One is the Pretty in Pink binders that were put together just for our team, but it's really kind of like your Plexus Bible. It's got all the products, all of their ingredients, all of that stuff that you can get. We also recommend Plexus Power Tools, which has a lot of the same documents on it. It's $10 a year. It's awesome. And then if Allison hasn't sent it to you yet, make sure you go to prettyandpinktraining.com. And that's our personal training page. And different teams have their own training page, but that's ours. And you can go on there, and we have some stuff for new ambassadors to do just to help you get started.
Okay.
So that'll give you lots of information. Don't overwhelm yourself. You don't have to know it all. But if it's late at night, you're just wanting to know more, those are all good places to go. So I'm going to have to jump off of here, and you girls can set up a time to have your meeting. And Melissa, welcome to our team. We're so glad to have you.
Thanks, Gwen. I really appreciate it.
Sure, Allison, thank you for including me.
Hey, Melissa, don't hang up. Let's set up a time tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
Bye. Thank you, Gwen.
Bye, Gwen.
Okay. That ended up being about 10 minutes. Can you all hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. That ended up being about 10 minutes, but if you notice, I touched on her why, her goal for the month, and got her to verbalize what her goal was going to be, her getting started on her list, what about Facebook, her launch party, and kind of pointing out the resources, telling her where to go for more information. That's it. That's all that these calls are. They're so quick and easy and fun. And if you could just do the first one and get over that hump, I promise you will just want to keep doing them. They really are great. And I may have some of you who've done some share at the end when we do our question and answer time. So let's look at after. So the initial thing is, as soon as they sign up, we're going to send that Melissa Eichenhorst video. Learn while you earn. Basically, in that video, Melissa says, don't wait. Don't wait until you are 6 months in to start sharing. Start sharing right away. And with the way that we're doing it, I mean, I think typically we all felt like when we started, oh, I want to take it a while and see how I feel, and then I'll share. Like, if you believe in the company, you believe in the products, you trust those of us who are already using it, get started if you're serious about the business. Because you're going to keep learning, you're going to keep growing, your testimony is going to keep changing. If you wait until you arrive, you'll never arrive. It's kind of like waiting until you can afford a baby to have one. Like, you'll never have one if you do that. You just got to dive in and get going. So after that three-way call, after that welcome call, then, and sponsors, let me tell you, if you sit back and wait, if you throw it out to your people and say, let me know when you can get together, like, it's never going to happen. You've got to be proactive. You've got to tell them what's going to happen next. Okay, now we're going to, you notice each thing leads to the next thing. Like the sign-up call, I was already talking to them about the welcome call. You do the welcome call, you're already pointing toward the training meeting. So this is keeping the interaction going in those first few weeks with your new person, okay? So after the three-way call, then within the first week, ideally, now what you're wanting to do is move them to action. That first call was really to kind of ignite them and get them excited. Now you're going to move them into action. So you need to have a meeting with them, either in person, or I recommend Zoom if it's long distance. I think seeing one another really helps. You want to show them where all these information pages are, the team pages, tell them about their back office, and send them these other things we've been talking about. Then you want to go over their goals. They've picked a goal by now. And so we have sheets, and they're on the final page of this slideshow we're doing, for Go for Silver, for Going for Gold, for Fast Start Gold, and for any other level. Sheets that we've come up with to kind of help people figure out how to chart it out, how many people they need, and how to get there. And so you want to go over that sheet with them. You want to look at their Frank's list, help them pick out their top 10. And then you want to start helping them with their first Facebook post. And it's important that they start posting 3 times a day. If you're only posting once a day, you're only posting every other day, most of your people are not seeing your stuff. You need to be posting consistently, and you can use Buffer so you don't even have to think about it. It just happens automatically. So when you're sitting down with your person, you may want to help them write it out, and you may even want to help them do their first post right then. I think sometimes it helps to have that person right there next to you. On the training page, we have some examples. And then you also want to, when you're having this initial training meeting with them, go over their 5-3-1 for follow-up. And that is, I've got that on here. I'm going to skip ahead. These are the sheets that we use for follow-up. And I will tell you all, I've totally changed my daily method of operation. We'll call it our DMO. Since the beginning of January, this is what I have been doing. Before, I was kind of haphazard, reaching out to new people, following up with old people. I'm really being very direct about contacting 5 new people a day. And I know I haven't had a chance yet to listen to the call from Celeste last night, but she talked about when I'm reaching out to 5 new people, I'm not just some of them. Yes, I'm saying, hey, I'm doing Plexus. You'd be great at this. I'd love to talk to you about it. And then doing a voice message after. But some of them, I'm just sending a message going, hey, how are you? It's so good to see you on here. Just reconnecting with people. And inevitably, I'm posting about Plexus so much. At some point they say, tell me about your business. And you'd just be shocked at the number of people that really are interested that may have never reached out to you. So I am being very purposeful, even on my vacation, 5 new contacts a day, reaching out to them and touching base with them, kind of expanding my circle. 3 follow-ups a day with people that I've talked to before, and then training myself on 1 new thing a day. And I have to tell you guys, My momentum has drastically changed since January. I am training myself all the time. Anytime that I'm in the car, I'm listening to something. Anytime that I have free time, I'm reading something or I'm watching a video. There's so much good information out there for you guys that, the early Plexus ambassadors didn't have. So I would just encourage you to be training yourself all the time. If you are not a brand new ambassador and you have not looked at our training page yet, I recommend that you go to our prettyandpinktraining.com and start on new ambassadors. And if you're new, everybody really needs to work through this. Click on new ambassadors, and then there are training pages and there are lessons. Just start working your way through. This is all stuff that I've found that has completely changed my business. And since I started doing this DMO every day, I have signed, I think, 14 new ambassadors since January. And that's after in December, I don't know if I signed anybody, maybe one. I think I signed one. So it's a drastic difference, and I know it's because of this. So you want to have this sheet for your new person, and you want to talk to them about following up and training and about your DMO and how they do that. And, you can help them with that. And then you want to, lastly, how each thing leads the next thing. At this training meeting, set a date for their launch party. It doesn't matter if it only ends up being, 5 days before that you plan it, because it doesn't have to be fancy. We did kind of an impromptu launch party. Tracy Eddings did one a couple weeks ago, and she had, 5 people show up. I think 3 of them signed on her team. 2 of them signed as ambassadors. It was short and sweet, and they're easy and they're fun to do. And so every newbie you have, they need a launch party, and they need it as soon as possible from the time that they start. So in their first month now, we're going to be doing the launch party. If you have a runner, if you have somebody, and when I say runner, I mean somebody that wants to absolutely work this business. They want to go for emerald, go for diamond. You make yourself available to them. I tease, Big Al is a guy that does a lot of network marketing. He talks that if you get a runner, you move in with them. Like, you just absolutely move in with them. But make sure you're not trying to move in with everybody, because everybody isn't a runner, doesn't want to be a runner, and you'll end up very frustrated. So you want to make yourself available. You want to be sure they're working through the lessons on the training page. If they are Fast Start Gold, you all have to move fast. That's part of why the welcome call needs to happen in the first 1 or 2 days. And let me tell you, we've never had anybody on our team so far do Fast Start Gold, but we need to offer it to every single person. I didn't even know about it. Had I known, I would have been on it like a dog on a bone. But I've had lots of people interested, and lots of people since I've started this that I think get off to a faster start because that's what they want to do. And I would encourage even those of you who've been in it for a while, look at the Fast Start action page that we have and tell yourself, okay, I'm not brand new, but in the next month I want to go gold. So I'm going to do the stuff on this action plan, and I'm going to make it happen, and I'm going gold. You can use that for yourself at any time. So you're planning their launch party, you're following up on their goals, and honestly, when you have a runner, you need to be checking in with them constantly. And chances are they're going to be contacting you. I mean, we have some people right now going crazy, signing people every single day. Joni has a runner that is taking off. And my guess is she contacts you as much as you contact her, I bet. And so when you got a runner, they're asking you questions, they're talking to you. But you want to constantly be checking on them. What about this? Have we checked on this? How's your Facebook posting going? How are you doing with your 531 or DMO? Answering their questions. And they're going to be messaging you, because people are going to be messaging them and saying, I've got diverticulitis, what do I take? And they're going to need your help. Now, you could never Fast Start Gold the old way we did things, because it was like you had to take in all that information, and there was no way to really help bridge that gap. The beauty of what we're doing now is we're also doing prospect calls. So let's say you've got a brand new person, and this happened to me. One of the first welcome calls that we did, Brandy and I did a welcome call with my friend Carolyn. I don't know if she's on here tonight. And so it was just great. It was fun. It was short and sweet. And within like 2 days, Carolyn messages me and says, I've got somebody that I think wants to join my team. Can we do a 3-way call with her? And I'm like, yes, absolutely. So I'm driving down the road and we do this 3-way call with her perspective. And the girl says, I want to sign right now. And I'm like, great. I'm pulling off to the side of the road because I signed Carolyn up over the phone. She doesn't know how to sign anybody up yet. So I'm pulling over on the side of the road and literally signing Becky up on my phone. But I realized then, like, this is part of the beauty of why this system works. Carolyn wasn't afraid of a 3-way call. She got a welcome call. She wasn't thinking about it being this 3-way call with the upline. She just did it. And it was fun. And so she thought, oh, it'd be fun to do with Becky. And sure enough, Becky joined. Sarah Marble says that with prospective calls, she has a 100% sign-up rate of people that are prospective customers or ambassadors. When she does the 3-way call with her ones and with her level ones and their perspectives, they always end up signing as a customer and or an ambassador, either one. They're very, very effective. And it's not because of pressure. We are not going to pressure anyone, but answering questions and casting a vision. So I want to watch this. I think this one's even shorter, of a 3-way perspective call. Let me see if I can do this right. Don't hang up because we're going to do questions at the end. We're almost done.
Okay, we're going to do an example of a 3-way
Oh, wait,
welcome
this
call.
isn't right. Sorry.
Allison is my level 1.
That's not it. I've got the wrong link on here. Sorry. Okay. Now, let me explain. This is an example of a 3-way spontaneous call. So your prospect doesn't even know that it's going to be a 3-way call. Okay. Leslie Zan, I went to her training a couple weeks ago and she shared about this. And so you have somebody that they say, yes, I'm interested. And you say, can I call you? When would be a good time to call you? We can talk about it. Maybe they say, oh, tomorrow morning at 9 would be good. You message your upline and say, and it doesn't have to be an upline, it could be someone else. Can you be around tomorrow for a prospect call at 9 in the morning? And they say, sure, I'll be waiting by the phone. Okay. So just at the right moment, then you bring in the upline. So I'm going to show you this example. It's even shorter.
I'm ready to do a mock prospective call. This is with a prospective customer or ambassador. You may not even know which they might be or if they're both. And in this mock, I am the upline who gets called in as the third person. Allison Darnell is the sponsor who's hoping to sign this person. And Melissa Waldrop is the prospective customer. And so the way that these calls go, we're in a training, Melissa and I, with Leslie Zan this weekend. And she said this is a great way of introducing 3-way calls to your perspectives. And Sarah Marble has a lot of information about 3-way calls. And with prospective customers and ambassadors, she has a 100% sign-up rate that they sign up as a customer or an ambassador when she does this call. We're crazy not to be doing these calls. All of you newbies, take advantage of us offering to do these calls for you. We verify you as an ambassador. We also are able to answer questions that maybe you don't know the answers to yet, so you can get off to a quicker start, not feel like you have to know everything. The way that this works is, let's say you're messaging somebody on Facebook and they say, I really would like to get more information about this. And you message them and say, great, is there a time that I could call you this afternoon or tomorrow? Just a short 10 or 15 minute call, and we can talk about it. And they say, yeah, tomorrow between 9 and 10 would be great. And so that's Allison in this story. Allison Clayton is talking to Melissa Waldrop, and she says, yes, I want to know. So then Allison calls me, her upline, and says, hey, I've got this prospective customer, and she's low on energy. She's kind of hypothyroid. She might be interested in the business. I'm not sure. She gives me a little background. Would you be available tomorrow between 9 and 10 to do a three-way call with her. Sure, that'd be great. I will be available. So then once you get that, now you need to have 3 or 4 people you can do these calls with. If your upline's not available, you go to the next upline. If they're not available or they're not ready for three-way calls yet, you use some of the other leaders on our team or the leaders in the Go for Silver group. You find leaders that are doing welcome calls, and there will be people that will help you. You can have plenty of people for backup. And so at the time of the call, Melissa or Allison calls Melissa and says, hey, what's up? It's time for a call. I wanted to help you about Plexus. And Melissa says, I just have all these questions. And Allison says, hey, hold on a minute. This is going to be fun. That's the line. You don't change the line. Hold on a minute. This is going to be fun. She puts her on hold. She hits the plus sign. She calls me. She merges the calls. She gets back on. Hey, Gwen, this is Allison Clayton. By saying her last name, I know we have a newbie on the line. Okay? We have a customer on the line. So I'm not going to be like, yo, what's up, girl? I'm going to be like, okay, on my game. This is a for real call. We're not just calling to chat. And so saying that last name is important. And then I'm going to, she's going to introduce us using something we have in common. And then I am going to give just a short little blurb, 3 or 4 sentences about the products and about the business if they might be interested in that. Use that to kind of spark. This is another thing that happens when you're calling an upline. Their rank higher, pay is more. They can pull that in to show like what's possible.
Somebody want to sing the
If you're
Jeopardy
brand
song?
new and
Like,
haven't made a penny yet, you're pulling in somebody that can.
I'm sorry.
I make enough to pay for a new car last year, whatever it is. She's also there to answer any questions that the customer may have. Maybe new ambassador, you don't know yet what.
Okay, I'm going to give this a minute to load. It's driving me crazy. It's driving anybody else crazy? We'll let it load and go back to our deal. Okay. So this video is also on our team training page, so you can look it up on there. I haven't put it on the training page. It's on our Pretty in Pink Facebook page. I haven't put it on the training page yet, but I will. So ultimately, what we're discovering as we are implementing all of this is, these perspective calls are so valuable and so effective. It helps our newbies get off to a quicker start without feeling like they have to know everything. Doing the welcome calls kind of gets them over the fear of a three-way call. And Leslie Zann even said in her training, if you are not doing welcome calls with your new ambassador, if you're not doing three-way welcome calls with them, you are denying them the potential to fast start. And I agree. I think if you have not done a welcome call with any of your new people, you're really handicapping them from getting off to the fastest start that they can. And it sounds so simple, and honestly, at first I didn't see how it all could work, but I'm seeing it. The other day I did a welcome call that actually went down a level to one of my level 3s. And, the other person wasn't available. And so I went down and I start in on your why and your goals and your list. And I get to list and I'm saying, you might want to start making a list. And sweet Lori said, oh, we've already got a list of 200 people. I'm like, what? She's like, oh, we've ordered our business cards. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, she's a couple of weeks in and far ahead of some people that have been on my team for a year. This is a real runner that I never would have known without doing the welcome calls. And so getting these relationships going and there's something about a team cohesion when we do this. And I just encourage you to do a few, and you'll get it. You'll see why they're working. I wanted to show you all the action plans that we have. We have this action plan, which is for any level, that I've used with all my level ones who are really working the business, where they set a goal and we figure out exactly. I don't know if I can zoom in. Oh, I can. This is all new. I'm learning about zooming on Zoom. We figure in attrition for people that are going to drop off, and the quicker start you get, the fewer you lose. If you drag out silver by 5 months, by the time you get that third person, you may have lost the first person. It's just part of it. Then figuring out the number of points and the number of ambassadors you need to reach that goal. Then for silver, we give this to them at that initial meeting, for them to make a list of 20 and start going through their 20 people. And then an action plan for Fast Start Gold, where they start with 30, and it explains exactly how it works. And then you're helping them each week to get, however many people they need to get to actually go Fast Start Gold within 30 days. They have 30 calendar days. So I think the Fast Start Gold plan is invaluable. And I am willing to do an extra bonus for the first person on my leg that can go Fast Start Gold, because I so believe we have some runners that can do this. Just a few additional things that we're doing that we haven't done before. I talked about the action plans. Cold calls. Until now, we had never done cold calls, and that's where it's somebody who's never asked you about Plexus. You've never talked to them about Plexus, and out of the blue, you send them some information and say, hey, I think you'd be great at this. I'd love to tell you more about it. On our training page, I think it's less than 1 or 2, and it says, what do I say? There's a video on there by a girl named Timmy Yancey. It's short and sweet, tells you exactly how to do a Facebook message. She likes to follow up with a voice message. I think that's very effective. Anytime you can leave a voice message instead of a text, and I think really text plus voice is ideal, but watch that video. We're using voice messaging not just for cold calls, but for other things too, even checking in with your ambassadors, leaving them a voice message. You can do that on texting and on Facebook. It's very valuable. Online parties on Facebook, we've been doing more of those. We have a format, a document in our file section that'll tell you exactly how to do that. And then using the green dots on Facebook, I don't know what else to call it, but it's, the people who are on chat while you're on Facebook, and you can swipe to the right on your phone and see the list of people that are live. Buddy, I'm using that all the time. I am on it. I'm kind of like the green dot stalker. So my people that have shown an interest and they haven't responded to my messages, or they haven't been on Facebook in a few days, I will keep checking for them in that list. And then I'll wait till they're online, and then I'm like, hey, how's it going? Did you get the stuff I sent you about Plexus? And also I use it just when I'm doing, I told you I'm reaching out to 5 new people a day. I'll get on there and just see who's online and be like, hey, how are you? What's been going on? Start a conversation with them, reach out to them. And some of them I may say, if they're on my Franks list, I've always thought you'd be really great at what I'm doing. I'd love to tell you more about it. I don't know if you'd be interested at all, but I'd love to tell you. Then a little voice message, boom. And you will hear back from them. It's just much more likely when they are online. And then when we have online parties, they're on Facebook. It's great the last few minutes to get on there and look for green dots and invite those people at the last minute. Hey, we're having a party right now. Come on over. They're already sitting there wasting time looking at kitten videos or whatever anyway. They might as well come to your party, right? The other thing is customers. From now, when I have even a customer, it used to be that I'd have somebody that would say, oh, I'm really interested. I think I am going to go ahead and order Triplex. And I would say, here, go to my website. Here's what to do. What I found was, sometimes they ordered what I had recommended and sometimes they didn't. Or they ordered retail, then they run out of products the next time. And now I'll just say, hey, do you want me to call you and we can take care of this in 5 minutes? And they are typically very relieved, and that way you can get them signed up for Preferred and say, now your products are going to come regularly. And they're like, okay, great, whatever you say. And honestly, just a lot of people, they don't know. They're looking to you as the expert. They need you to tell them what products they need. They need you to assist them signing up. And then you will see such a better success rate when they're getting what they need, when they need it. And they're just relieved to have you help them. Because to go to a foreign website you've never been to before and preferred and retail and wholesale, they don't know what all of that's about. So if you can just do it for them, you'll see a lot bigger success rate. We are also adding, some of the stuff that's been going on with back office. We're trying to figure out how to streamline that. So right now we have some ambassadors taking turns making calls to customer service, and they'll get on. You'll see them on the Pretty in Pink page saying, hey, it's my day. I'm going to be making calls tomorrow. Anybody who has a question for customer service, let me know. And that's working great. So we don't have 20 of us calling every day and waiting on hold. And then we're also trying to keep some stock on hand. I don't sell hardly any retail like face-to-face. It ended up just kind of being a pain. And so, but I'm keeping stock on hand right now. I'm keeping especially the triplex on hand. So if we have a new person that orders, maybe their order takes a little longer to get there than they had hoped, I can give them a triplex. They can write me a check that I'm not going to cash and just hang on to it until their products come. We trade out, I rip up the check, and that's it. That way they can go ahead and get started a little quicker if they need to, if we're having shipping issues. And I would say the biggest difference for me, and the biggest difference I've seen in my team members with the group I trained in Virginia, and if any of them are on here, I wouldn't mind them to share a little bit. We trained them 2 weeks ago, like Brandy said, and they are really booming, doing these welcome calls and all of these different things. But one of the main things I think is being bold. And I wasn't super bold when I started. And I think there were plenty of times that I was like, well, I don't know, but maybe you'd want to look at my website and you might really like these products. And I just have a different confidence of I believe in these products and I believe they can help everybody. And I just am much more bold to say, you know what, you need triplex and we need to get you signed up today. Let me just call you and we'll take care of it. And they go, okay. Where before it might be 2 weeks or a month or a year. I had an ambassador tell me today there was somebody she'd been talking to for a year of, what do you think? Did you get the information? Well, let me know if you need me. When you end with, let me know, like you're probably not going to hear anything back. When you say, I'm going to send you this video. Do you think you'll have a chance to watch it in the next 2 days? I'm going to call you Thursday. We can talk about it. Does that work for you? What time is best? There's just a different confidence that you have and a different confidence they have in you that really I think can transform your business. Let me see if this video has loaded. And honestly, we don't even have to do that. We have it on our Pretty in Pink Facebook page, and you all can go on there and watch it and see what a prospective call looks like. I guess just show of hands. Anybody want me to do that or not? I mean, we're running kind of long, so I hate for it to drag out too long. Let's do questions and answers. I'm going to try to get back to just Zoom so I can see everybody again, and I don't know how to do this. Let's see. Sorry, I'm learning. Is it still doing screen share?
I think it's down at the bottom.
Like, why do I have to be here?
Oh, I unmuted everybody. You can tell.
Is it the share screen at the bottom?
It's up here now. My screen sharing is paused. I'm going to stop the share. Now we should be back to normal. Okay. Are we good? Everybody's unmuted that wants to be? Okay. Let's take questions, then we'll wrap it up.
So we're not watching the Arrow tonight.
Does anybody have questions? Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay, somebody that's implementing this. Joni, you're implementing. Tell us how it's going.
I'm
Awesome.
Who are you talking to?
To
Me?
you? Did we lose her? Alicia, you're implementing. You tell us.
Well, I think it's been great. You know, I made a video on the team page. The welcome calls are great for connecting with people on your downline. I think that's just great. And then the part about prospects, you know, Courtney and my downline and Michelle, every time that she's called, I think Courtney's done 5 prospect calls, and at least 3 of those have signed up for something, whether it be ambassador or preferred. So, and you know, and I think people like Michelle did one, and her customer that was telling people at work about it. She was like, wow, she called me in on her another friend who sells it, and she told me all this stuff. It's actually helping promote that for Michelle.
Oh, that's great.
So I've seen a lot of success out of it. Oh yeah, I love it. I was skeptical, but it works. And
Joni, are you back? Can you share? You're implementing.
I don't know what happened. Yeah. I think like I said tonight before we got on this call, I was trying to get somebody who was interested signed up so she could get on this call. And I was telling Gwen, be ready because I'm going to make a call, but we didn't make it before this call started. So, but I just happened to be, kind of do my follow-up, my 5-3-1, and I was talking to Gwen about it, and when I finished, I kind of was looking around, and I contacted somebody I hadn't talked to in like 6 months. I actually forgot that she had gotten a trial pack from me, and she's ready to sign up to become an ambassador. I've got like 3 or 4 that are already ready to sign up, but I want to get them on the phone calls with Gwen or Brandy because I do think those are super, super important. I've got a friend in St. Louis who has Hashimoto's, Graves' disease. So I'm going to try to get her on a call more for the product than anything, so she can hear somebody else who actually struggles with the same thing. I think those calls are a lot more encouraging than just posting testimonies. It's great to send them a testimony, but for them to actually talk to somebody who has reaped the benefits of it is what I can't wait to start doing.
That's great. I think you're right. To hear a live person be able to ask questions and say, well, what are you taking? And, you know, how soon did you see results or whatever. And one of the things that Sarah Holloway talked about that I was going to mention is the retention rate for her team has drastically changed. And that is the number of people that get in and stay with it. They stay with your team. I think the more relationships we have with each other, the longer we hang around. I mean, whatever it is, whether it's at your church or your small group or whatever it is. And the same is true for our team. And so by starting, you know, with a relationship with more than one person, you know, it's a big benefit to our new people that come in. Any questions? You all ask anything, because you have to have questions. We, gave you a lot of information. Somebody's tired.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize that was on.
Hey, did you say that the prospect of a customer script is going to be on the page? I know we've got the one for the welcome call. Is the for the upline? Is that going to be on the page?
They should all be on there. I'll put them
that
all
one
on
is
there at
okay.
some point.
I heard you just saying that you hadn't put something on there, and I didn't know if that was it.
Yeah, both videos and the students should be on there.
If you can go
Should be on the Facebook
Okay.
page. I'm going to put them on the training page. I haven't put them on the training page yet.
No, 'cause I never got rid of that.
Not on the training page. Okay.
They're not on the training page. They're on the Facebook page.
They're-
I think that's
Okay.
probably in the-
Somebody's banging pots. Let's see. We got it.
Maybe in the daddy's closet.
Okay. Anything else?
Something to become a scientific law. Because people talk about evolution.
Ginger, we can hear you teaching scientific law.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, we're covering. She's got a communication speech. I thought I was on mute.
Okay, come on. Throw us a bone here. Give us a question. Somebody, anybody, Bueller.
What would you suggest to maybe some of our ambassadors who've been out of it for a while and was not getting this new kind of training that we're having now to kind of get them motivated to re-enter? Would you just have them just start like they're starting fresh all over again and start with this new training program?
You know, Joni, I would definitely this is exactly what I'm thinking I'm going to do.
Mhm.
I want to call people up and say, listen, when you started, I was so green at this and didn't really know what I was doing. And I feel like I did a disservice to you because we didn't have this. We didn't know to do this.
Mhm.
And you didn't grow your business as you expected to grow it. And I want to give it another chance. I want to see if this can happen for you again. So, yeah, I think you just have to treat them as if they're brand new. And because, I mean, they may have gotten to silver, but I mean, if they've quit, they're probably not silver anymore. So start them brand new and get their first 3 again. I actually have one on my team who started with me, and she's kind of starting back over again.
And I'll tell you, the team in Virginia, and they would tell you this. Alicia knows. I mean, they kind of slowed down around the same time I slowed down. You know, fall into Christmas, and really when I went back to Virginia to train them, I mean, they were saying like, fresh start. Okay, we're basically rebuilding from the ground up, and I'm telling you, in 2 weeks' time, it has exploded by using this. And so I think they're a great example to share, you know, with people that are wanting to get back in, to say, this is what this training is doing, even for people that are starting again, you know, starting for their second time, third time, or whatever. And we have several people right now that have jumped back in and are getting started, and it's working. It's helping them. So I think you can always start fresh, but anytime we slack, anytime we take our foot off the pedal, even if we're just coasting, you're going to lose your team. You know, your team picks up your motivation, your enthusiasm, your pace. And when you're doing 5-3-1, you're doing your DMO, your team is going to see your activity and they are going to be motivated by that. And when you slack off, then they tend to kind of slack off too. So you can always start fresh. I think you can always start fresh wherever you are.
I think you're right, Gwen. You know, with me personally, I've just kind of, everything that I was taught before, I've just kind of erased it and just kind of started all new again. And I think that that's helped motivate. Like, I've had one ambassador who went inactive and now she's back to selling again, and we just launched her. One thing that we did is we went from the angle of, I quit Plexus and this is why I came back. And she actually did a video, and Kayla's on here, I think, of how she quit and why she came back, and she had a great testimony. And so we kind of launched that back for her for customer sake. And then too, I think just the attitude after you left, you know, the attitude that it gave me and the motivation, I think has helped kind of inspire team members. Because I'm even seeing on my private page now, people who are still inactive, but they're watching my videos I'm posting. I can see that they're keeping in touch with it. So I think it's kind of the atmosphere you set on your team page. I think helps in how much you push these new trainings and how excited you are. If you convey that, I think it motivates people as well. It may not be immediate, but I think people will be watching that. At least that's what I've seen.
I agree. I think your enthusiasm and your pace will set the tone for your entire team. And if you're excited about this new training and you're excited about implementing this and you're quick to let me give you a call and take care of this, your team is going to have the same pace. And you could be somebody that started 2 years ago, early on with me and Brandy, and you just haven't seen any growth for a while, and start implementing this and see yourself advance, a couple of levels in the next few months if you implement it and work it. And it's fun. I mean, it just has made it really fun. Instead of like sitting back waiting all the time to see what's going to happen, we're going for it. We're going after it and making these relationships and then helping our newbies get going quick. And it just makes it really, really fun.
Right.
Okay. If we don't have any other questions, you want to wrap us up, Brandy?
Brandy's on mute.
You're muted.
Sorry, I had to mute myself because it's pretty busy around here. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I said how many people have joined this call. I think I counted about 45 people, which is a record for us. And this just is encouraging to me and shows me that you guys are serious about this business. And Gwen and I are very serious about this business, and we want to promote all of you. We want everyone to rank up and to promote and to get to the level that you want to be at, no matter if it's gold or senior gold, emerald, whatever it is. We want to get you there. So we are here to help you to reach those goals. But we can't help you if you don't ask us for your help and we don't know what you want to do. So don't hesitate to,
What? Oh no. Did she die? I think we lost.
Oh no.
Don't hesitate to message your upline. If your upline's not interested in three-way calls, message one of us. Message somebody else who's involved in doing this. And don't forget too, our big incentive this month is silver, silver, silver. We want to get 100 new people by April 15th. We've added 100 new people since January 1st. If all of them went silver, do you realize, we would all promote. Everybody on the team would promote. Like, the goal is to get your new people to silver. And we've just laid out a plan of how to do that. It's all on the Pretty in Pink training page. Get those launch parties going. If it's a last minute thing, we've got 10 days left. I absolutely believe this team can make it happen. We may not get all 100, but I think we can get 100 people by the 15th for sure. Brandy, you're back.
sorry, my phone died. My battery was completely dead. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh, okay. If you guys need any of our help, please contact us and let us know. We are available. If your upline is not able to do a welcome call or a three-way prospect call for you, contact us. We are here to help you. We want everyone to be successful. So what I want you to do is, I have a lot of, I have our participant list, but a lot of them are phone numbers, so I don't know who belongs to who. So look on our page maybe later on tonight or tomorrow, and I'm going to ask who was on the page on this call tonight, and comment me on there so we can do our drawing, because we want to put some incentives out there for those of you who are here. So thank you for taking time out of your evening. I know it's it's been almost 2 hours, but we're committed to this business, and for any of you that are committed, we are here to help you and want you to be successful. So that's it.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.